Alright, now for the other Prince that was promised deck for the week, which is the Greyjoy Prince that was promised deck. So for this one, I decided pretty easily that the target for the Prince that was promised agenda would be Asha Greyjoy, the 7-cost version, for two reasons. Number one, actually three reasons. Number one, she has an insanely powerful ability, so standing her and using the ability again is super strong. Number two, she has stealth and 3 icons, so she herself really helps you to activate the agenda. If she's able to do a power challenge with that stealth 5 strength, it helps a lot for the agenda to go off. And since she also has both other icons, it also makes it a lot easier for her to get through whatever the next challenge is after you've stood her up, either military or intrigue, whichever one you want. And the third reason is she does not have any way to stand herself normally, unlike characters such as Victarion and Euron, who already have stand abilities. So the agenda is not quite as powerful for them. So that was the reasoning. That's why she's chosen. And other than that, we've built a pretty typical Greyjoy good cards win warships deck to support her. We've got, as I said, it's only because this Asha exists is it debatable as to whether this Euron and this Victarion are the two best Greyjoy characters. I still think that they are the two best. This Asha here might be the third best. But both of these characters are insane, Euron and Victarion, so of course you have to have them in there and have the warships to go along with them. So for the warships, we've got like Grey Ghost and Iron Fleet Scouts to help trigger the agenda, the refurbished Hulks, and a Black Wind, since Asha is the prince that was promised, so I think the location that gives her renown is reasonable. Plus, it's a warship that doesn't kneel. This could also just be like Night Flyer or something. And I've got a couple Great Krakens. Great Kraken is really good. It really puts the pressure on for people to not let you just do your challenges unopposed. It's very difficult for them to ignore your challenges if you have Great Kraken there either drawing more cards or gaining extra power for you. And it's also like the highest value location that you can put into play with silence. So that's why I've got a couple of these in here. Like I said, I would like to have at least one copy of Night Flyer in the deck, but there's only 60 cards, so I was like, well, there's just not room. So aside from that, we've got the cast of Greyjoy characters, all the ones that I like the best. I think the Drum is borderline, but his ability can help you trigger the agenda. Carl the Maid, again, because Asha is the Prince character in the deck, I think it's okay to have him in here. I've got the core version of Theon because the 3-cost version does not lend himself to winning power challenges by 5 strength, and this version does. The regular version's probably still fine, just for doing, little militaries that the opponent can't block. Or if you aren't going to be able to trigger the agenda anyways, he could do power. Triss Botley. I've got Windermere, since he's a stealth power icon. Moramir, Hagen's Daughter. The Fanatics are the restricted card. I'm not totally sure whether this is better than Trade Routes, but I think I prefer it for the moment. Since, especially in Greyjoy, if you go like Varys' Riddle at the gates and just pull 2 Great Halls, then you're probably going to be able to pay for your big characters, and then you don't have that many gold requirements after that. You don't really need a ton of money to get all your other stuff out. And this card is still just totally insane, so he's in here. I think I have the Reader. Yeah, the Reader and Alanis. These are also characters that are a bit borderline, but I was like, it doesn't hurt to just have one copy of them. They're okay. And also this core Aeron, same thing. And then I think I have the Eager Deckhands. Yeah, they go along with the warship stuff, so it's very easy to get them into play for 0, and they are, nice little chumps that can be killed with your Drowned God Fanatics after they've been used. So they're very efficient to have around. And yep, that's pretty much it. Bodyguards, since Iron Mine is restricted, Milk of the Poppy, because it's like one of the best cards in the game. All that good stuff. I've switched over now to using Varys' Riddle and At the Gates instead of At the Gates and a Noble Cause in a lot of decks. Varys' Riddle, if you hit the opponents at the gates, is just better than At the Gates for obvious reasons. And what made me finally make the switch is that I was running into people who are starting to open with naval superiority to hit At the Gates, and obviously Varys' Riddle doesn't care about that. And then I also realized if you compare At the Gates and pulling a Great Hall to a Noble Cause, it's one less gold than a Noble Cause basically, and you get a Great Hall into play that stays in play for coming turns. Since 4 gold and having a Great Hall when you're marshalling a 6 or 7 cost character that's a Lord or Lady is basically 6 gold, and a Noble Cause obviously is effectively 7. So I think this is a totally reasonable alternative to a Noble Cause. Ideally, I would have like all 3 of them, but you can only have 7 plots. And then, you know, Coppers, Confiscation, Valar, and the really super fair 591 plot. No idea why this was printed, but it was. It's a thing. So it's going to have to be in every Greyjoy deck pretty much. So it's a Greyjoy deck, so it feels really damn strong. Even the, how do you say, Drown God Fanatic hitting the restricted list, I don't know how much that really limits Greyjoy. Because like I said, I don't think trade routes is super necessary for them anyways. And, you know, they don't care about Flea Bottom. There's not really any other restricted cards that bother them. Again, Iron Mines being restricted, who cares? Just use Bodyguards. Doesn't really make a difference. So, it feels pretty powerful. It is a Greyjoy deck. It has Greyjoy characters who use Greyjoy abilities. So it definitely wins some games. Let's see if we can win one against Baratheon here. It's Baratheon Prince, and let's see who he said. Probably, yeah, Robert. I've seen a few Baratheon Prince that will name Stannis. Most of them still name Robert. He has to put Lightbringer on one of these guys. That's goofy. Got him. Now the question is, do I go first? I think the answer is no. You only go first if you have the 6 cost Euron because, you know, he has Intimidate. Otherwise, I mean, maybe if you have an Iron Fleet Scout, that's a little bit of an argument to go first. But I think against Baratheon, you otherwise don't really want to. And of course I drew the Euron. That always happens when I put them first. It's weird that he pulled a Kingsgate when we know that he named Robert Baratheon. But that makes me happy because it means he won't be marshalling Robert this turn, if he has him. Fury, okay, that's weird. So he's playing Fury, but he did not name Stannis for the Prince. And you can see how this Acolyte of the Flame ability is not good, because he kneeled the Acolyte and put the top 2 cards in my deck on the bottom, and the next 2 were Asha Greyjoy and Euron Greyjoy. So good job. Like, you know, you don't know that the next 2 cards aren't going to be at least as bad or worse than whatever you put on the bottom. Yeah, we have Great Kraken in hand, so we definitely want to play Euron. This is a super good combo. And the Eager Deckhand, of course. That's Bodyguard. And we can even play another Bodyguard because there's just nothing else to spend gold on. It's like, why not? We have Arisen from the Sea, so might as well get another save. Let's see. I think I'll just let him have this. No, I'm going to get all the other challenges unopposed anyways, so we might as well do this and then Great Kraken so that he can't discard it with the Intrigue claim. Damn, Drown God Fanatic, that sucks. Oh, he just... Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, this Euron, man. Euron silenced Great Kraken. It's pretty fair. I paid, what, 2 gold for this card? And then it got me 7 gold worth of locations into play, in addition to a 2-cost character also for free. Seems pretty fair. I guess that was fast enough that I can try another one. Oh, this one's locked. I think this guy always plays Stark. Yep. I don't think I've ever seen this guy Mishani not play Stark. If there's any faction that can beat Greyjoy, it's probably Stark, only because of Mirror Read. So I want to set up Sea Tower Victarion Bodyguard. There's a high chance that Stark has March to the Wall. It might still be worth it. I don't know. Yeah, I really just don't want to mulligan into a hand without economy, so I'll keep it, and we'll just see what happens. I'm going to put Asha, since if she gets discarded, I can theoretically get her back with the agenda later out of the discard pile. Plus, I mean, she's the card that I've named for the Prince, so I might as well, if I'm going to have a 7 cost in play, it might as well be her. Also, since I'm opening Varys' Riddle anyways, if he opens March, it'll probably punish him. Unless he only sets up, like, one character or something. Yeah, like this way, if he does March, it's a little bit of a punish, because he'll have to discard these Last Tar Scouts. I'll be losing 7 gold character, and he'll be losing 5 gold worth of characters, plus 1 being a reducer. Not that bad of a trade. My hand has plenty of economy, so I really like it. You put me first player, that's weird. Why do you put Greyjoy first? That doesn't seem very smart. But sure, I guess. Oh, I have exactly enough for Victarion. It's so juicy. And we have this to get the Eager deckhand into play. That's so good. Look at that. Beautiful. Ideally, I can trigger the agenda here and just get Asha back in the hand, and then it doesn't matter, even if he tries to do Valar as his next plot. Because then I'll just be doing like At the Gates, Great Hall, and Asha comes back in for 3 gold. That would super punish him trying to play Valar Morghulis. And of course, since I'm Greyjoy, it's very dangerous for him to try to play Valar, because he probably has to assume that I have a Risen from the Sea in hand anyways. Arya is unfortunate, so if he has Winter is Coming, he can actually clear my board, which is really bad. Unfortunate. Alright, he spends all his gold. That makes me happy. Now the real question, is he going to defend with both of these characters to block the agenda trigger when I do my power challenge with Victarion? That'd be funny. That actually wouldn't even work, because I could kneel the Iron Fleet Scout to give Victarion +2. So he's probably just going to let me do it. Probably just going to let me do it, yep. Alright, now... Yeah, let's do it this way. I think Victarion might as well do the military, to be honest. What difference does it really make? Interesting that he bothered to chump block that, because he could just use this She-Bear to do a military against me, and then do power with Arya. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Alright, let's hope he doesn't have another March to the Wall. I don't have another Varys' Riddle. Although it sure would be funny if I did. I think the odds of him having 2 March, I don't know, actually. The Last Tar Scout says that he's probably not playing Flea Bottom, which means his restricted card might be Ward. And in that case, it's totally possible that he'll have another March. We want to do At the Gates, because we could also do We Take Westeros to take those Gates of the Moon, and that would be spicy. I'll just do At the Gates, I don't really care. Ah, got him. Building orders, huh? What will it be? Heart Tree Grove. Okay. I think At the Gates would be better than playing building orders to get a Heart Tree Grove, but not by that much. He basically played At the Gates. 5 gold, effectively, and get a limited. Well, you have to actually play the limited that you search with building orders. It doesn't get put into play as an extra limited by At the Gates. So that still makes At the Gates considerably better. Like, I'm going to get 2 limited locations into play this turn. Skog... No! No, not Ramsey. Screw off. Not Ramsey. Ugh. What a degenerate card. Alright, here she is. I can't afford any other characters. That's a damn shame. So, what do we do here? Probably just bodyguard pass. Yeah. I'm happy to just defend this military challenge. Doesn't bother me that much. Give me a big guy. Take the biggest character that I see. I just need to have characters to keep playing out onto the board, and then I should be okay. So as long as I have characters that can sit there and trigger the agenda and bring Asha back to hand, then it doesn't matter that much, even if he's like using Ramsey Snow and stuff like that. Not sure why he spent his Northern Armory to stand Arya, just to win dominance. Doesn't seem worth it. Seems like a bit of a waste of that location ability. Alright, now I guess I'm going to do we take Westeros. Get some more gold so I can play more characters. And we take Westeros should guarantee me winning initiative. Like, even if he does forced march, we'll tie and I have less power. That way I can marshal first and he can't Ramsey me. Now he also plays At the Gates. Building orders and At the Gates. Interesting. Let's go first. I want Gates to the Moon or Old Gate. I think Gates to the Moon is better, because I can't use the Old Gate ability. Great Kraken, that's spicy. Okay, let's get more economy, and then let's get characters. So we have 10 gold to work with, meaning we can get like Theon and Morimur, or we could get Morimur, Aeron, and have one for We Do Not Sow. I think I like that. I want to be able to use We Do Not Sow. Oh no, I did that. That's only 6. Oh, so I have even more than I thought. So I can do this. This is really good. Look at this. This seems pretty legit. Now I want to have We Do Not Sow available because if he plays Ward, I really feel like he's playing a Ward deck, and this way if he plays it, I can potentially discard it with We Do Not Sow. And that's a super hard punish if I get to do that. I'm also pretty safe from Ramsey this way, because these are like, you know, whatever. If I have to discard these for Ramsey, it's not a big deal. These little 3-cost guys. Ice, okay. Ice, ice, baby. That's also a really good We Do Not Sow target. He doesn't have enough gold for Ward. Oh, he has exactly enough with the Heart Tree Grove. Ha! He played it. That's funny. Should have canceled that Heart Tree Grove. Well, sadly, I can only use one copy of We Do Not Sow. Alright, if I go in with Asha Stealth Aeron here, pretty sure I'm guaranteed to get the agenda trigger with the Iron Fleet Scout. So then I can stand Asha with the agenda and do Intrigue, and I'm guaranteed to get We Do Not Sow. Like, he probably won't even defend this due to the Iron Fleet Scout. I wouldn't if I was him. Yeah, it sucks, but that's kind of where he's at. Alright, give me my Aeron back. Thank you very much. Look at this. This is disgusting. Look at all these triggers. I haven't even used... There it is, Asha ability. Let's get a We Do Not Sow. Not We Do Not Sow, this card, Risen from the Sea. To block ice. Block the ice, baby. I can also use... Oh no, he has exactly 7. I have exactly 7 on military defense. Not too concerned about using Morimir to cancel Skagos, so I guess I'll just use Morimir to attack. Are these guys... Oh, it's too bad the eager deckhands aren't Ironborn. Could put him into play with Aeron. Should I draw another card? Maybe? Yeah, I'll just draw one more. There, see, we drew this Great Kraken dupe, and now we can discard it for reserve. It's a good draw filter. And I'm guessing his challenge phase will be just do military with both. Oh, I just did power already. So yeah, I might as well do military now, since I don't have enough to defend from his military. If I'm lucky, I can find another Risen from the Sea with Asha's ability. Damn. I guess let's get Euron. So we have another big threat to play next turn. Look at that, dude. How many cards did I get there? I think 5 cards, maybe? So 1, 2, 3, and 2 great. Yeah, I got 5 cards, and 2 of them were Asha searches. That was disgusting. Look at that. Now, who does he use ice on? I would guess that he's gonna... Oh, no! He got me. I should have seen that coming. That's okay. Should have saved Morimir to cancel Skagos. I totally forgot that that was a thing. What are you doing? What? He uses ice on Aeron. That doesn't make any sense. Well, okay then. The whole point of doing that is so he could target Asha with ice and she would die. Very weird. No! 1 out of 9 and got my Eurons. Piss off. Okay. Well, we're always going to discard this. I guess the milk doesn't seem super relevant. I think we do Force March now. Yeah, it's not super good, but none of these other plots are that good either. Fortified Position. Okay. Now, do I go first? Yeah, I go first. Although he actually can't use Ramsey this turn because he played Fortified Position. Interesting plot to have in your deck. This definitely, yeah, it's definitely like a kill deck at this point with Ice and Ward and Ramsey and all that garbage. Don't know how successful of a strategy that's going to be for him, but that seems to be what his deck is. Drew 2 chumps, really good draws against that type of deck. Come on, dude, hit pass. Why are we sitting in the draw phase for no reason? Use the pass button. Let's get some more chomps. Then let's get Theon and Triss. Seems pretty good. Oh, damn, if I play Theon, I don't have any gold for We Do Not Sow. I did that wrong. I thought I could have one left. Might still be worth it. Yeah, let's still just do it. I think I just want to have as many characters in play as possible. He probably has Valar Morghulis because he has this 2-cost Arya. But I'm fine with him playing Valar Morghulis because I forced him to use Valar Morghulis in that case. And he's playing out like a good bit of stuff. Like the Valar will not be that great for him if he ends up doing it. Alright. So what's his power strength? 6. I can come in with 7 here. And these guys make it like 12. So we do this. So 7 plus 3 is 10. Or we can do it this way, and I think it becomes 11. Yeah, this way he can't stop the stand ability from the agenda. I drew the other copy of Asha. Do a military with Asha for the same reason. He can't defend it because he only has 7, and I'm threatening 7. I guess I could also do intrigue with Asha, since you know she's my only intrigue icon. Then do military with Theon. Just threaten as many challenges as possible. You can see he's chump blocking these because he has to block Great Kraken. That's why he's doing that. That's what I mean about Great Kraken being so good. If I didn't have this, it's a lot more. It would be a lot easier for him to just not declare any defenders and try to ignore my challenges. No, you can't stand Septim Ordain. What are you doing? Yeah, Kneeler. You weirdo. Darn my Risen that I can't use anyways. So it's his plus either Morghulis or Dohaeris. Just a question of which one. I don't want to use Confiscation. I have a bodyguard, but I mean, these other 2 plots aren't that great. I guess it's counting coppers. I have 6 economy. Hopefully that'll be enough. I mean, he's going to be on 2 gold plus 2 locations. So I should still be better off in that category. Assuming he does Morghulis. If he does Dohaeris, then it's like, whatever. That really doesn't bother me pretty much at all if he does Dohaeris. Hit pass, dude. Once again, we're sitting in the standing phase, just waiting for no reason. Use the pass button. You could say that counting coppers is questionable, that it's questionable to have a draw plot in the deck because, yeah, that makes sense. when you have your agenda going, you draw so much it's ridiculous. But that's assuming that you get Asha and that you're able to use your agenda, which you might not be able to. So you're a lot safer to have a draw plot in case things aren't going, ideally into your favor. Sucks to get rid of Triss, because I was totally going to remove like Ramsay or Ward from the game. But that's what we have to do. I guess since I have another Asha in hand, I can just let her go away. I'm going to be able to play her for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 gold. Seems pretty good. There he is, Euron. That's what I like to see. Probably play him over Asha this turn. 1 gold cheaper, and I have a warship in hand to use with silence. He's had this card sitting in shadows the whole game. And normally it would be Mirror Read, but if it was Mirror Read, surely he would have used it at some point. And he hasn't used it. Do we want to cancel that? No. I'm just going to save this for like Ramsay Snow and stuff like that. So I think maybe it's a Bolton Flare. That's my guess on what the card in shadows is. Frozen solid. Get out of here. Now I can play my confiscation. Maybe next turn I Valar against all the garbage that he has. But I think Valar is probably going to be my 7th plot. He still has 5 cards in hand and something in shadows. Doesn't quite seem worth it to use Morghulis. It would definitely be worth it, if I could use my saves, but my saves are not available. What else do we want here? I guess Hagen's Daughter. It's like the only other thing I can really play that makes any sense. Definitely should have used Triss Botley there and like marshalling or something. None of these make any difference during challenges. I guess let's get rid of Ward. Sure. Seems fine. It is Mirror Read. She was just sitting there the whole time, not doing anything. That's fine, I guess. That's why we saved the cancel. Well, that actually was probably the wrong spot to use it. Yeah, I kind of messed that up. What I should have done is waited and canceled her going back to Shadows when he tries to use Skagos. Because blanking Euron doesn't really accomplish anything this turn. Since I'm going second, if I was going first, then it would matter. Oh, this isn't even enough strength for him to win the challenge. Only 7? I can beat that. I have exactly 8 available. So he did his maths wrong. Maybe he forgot about the Iron Fleet Scout. Yep, doesn't do a power, because if he declares a power, then I'll be able to trigger my agenda when I attack. Should be able to get an unopposed here, because we're going to force Sansa to defend the power, and then the Drowned God Fanatic can get an unopposed intrigue, and we're going to discard Skagos. If I didn't have Confiscation available, I'd go for the Frozen Solid, but I want to use Confiscation to get rid of that next turn, since I still have my Bodyguard in my hand. This is my opportunity to use Confiscation without hurting myself. Plus Skagos is a very legitimate target as well. Get rid of that, so hopefully Mirror Read is now stuck in play. Not surprising. Let's do this. And now I can use my Bodyguard and my Risen because Arya is dead. Right? She's dead. Yeah, she died. Oh, the Umbra Loyalist. He had to discard. That's not good. Yeah, I should be in way better shape than him now. Should be an easy victory from this point. Give me that 0 gold Asha with a Bodyguard. I never even drew Victarion or Balon this game. Like I said, this deck, Greyjoy is just pretty damn strong, and this agenda goes pretty damn well with their game plan, because they like to use big characters that do a lot of damage. Standing a big character to do more damage, pretty good. Aw, man, he milked me. Good thing I have another, whatever that card is called. We do not so. And I should also mention I'm running this version of Balon, the core set version, since he helps to enable the agenda, especially along with Iron Fleet Scout. The new version of Balon is not quite as good because his ability is a faction kneel, and that conflicts with the faction kneel on the Prince that was promised agenda. Let's cancel that. And what was I going to say? Yeah, the King version of Balon is okay, but he's not as appealing when he can't gain power. He can't get his double renown. So he would still be fine to have in the deck, but I think the core set version is better when they can't gain power. Let's see. Think I have to do it this way so I get the agenda to go off. And now we just do Intrigue and discard the milk. Once again, the stand and draw drew me the second copy of Asha. It keeps happening. I think gaining power is probably better at this point than drawing cards, especially because I have Asha's Search. Jeez, what do I even get out of all these? I guess a Warship? No, what difference does that really make? Let's just take a Fanatic. Probably should have also taken Victarion. Victarion would have been an obvious pick there. But I think the Fnatic guarantees that there can't be any shenanigans. I don't really need Victarion, I just need Asha to be able to attack twice next turn, and I should be able to win. I like that I won initiative because I have all the plus initiative warships. That always feels good. Added Grey Wind to his hand with the Time for Wolves since Summer got Valard. So he can marshal Grey Wind as his only card. I guess he also will have one more gold if he uses Fealty. Yep. Yep, got him. Okay, he's speaking some other language there. Changed it over to English to say GG. Greyjoy, man. Freaking got him.